Welcome to This Explainer, everyone. I'm Dr. Kim, and today we're going to become data detectives. Together, we're going to expose exactly how truncated axes, inappropriate scales, 3D charts, and all sorts of visual tricks literally deceive our eyes and distort the truth. Let me ask you a direct question. When you look at a chart in your newsfeed, or maybe a scientific publication, or even a corporate report, are you actually critically reading the data, or are you just reacting to the design? You see, our visual processing is incredibly fast, but as we're going to see today, designers can easily weaponize that speed right against us. So here's our docket for today's investigation. We'll look at how visualizations lie, the missing baseline trick, the 3D distortion disaster, cherry-picking data, the ethics of visualization, and finally, we'll build a data detective toolkit you can use every single day. All right, let's jump into Section 1, How Visualizations Lie, the Illusion of Objectivity. As our sources point out, poor visual design choices can quickly turn completely accurate numbers into a totally misleading visual narrative. So what is a misleading graph? Basically, it's a visual that distorts its message through improper scale, maybe the incorrect chart type, or just a severe lack of context. And it's absolutely crucial to remember that the underlying math might be 100% correct, but the way it's visually encoded, that can totally exaggerate or downplay the real trend. Moving right along to Section 2, the missing baseline trick, truncating the y-axis. This one is perhaps the most prevalent visual crime in existence. Imagine we have two products. Product A has sales of $950, and Product B has sales of $1,000. Now, just looking at the raw numbers on this table, they seem incredibly close, right? Exactly. The crucial point here is that this is only a 5.3% difference in actual sales. But, and this is a big but, if a bar chart starts its y-axis at 900 instead of 0, Product B is going to visually look twice as high as Product A. Your brain instinctively registers the physical volume of the bar way before it ever reads the numbers on the side. So a tiny margin is suddenly perceived as this massive blowout landslide. And this brilliantly illustrates the golden rule of scaling. For bar charts, you absolutely must plot from a zero baseline. Why? Because we instinctively compare their physical heights. The geometry literally is the data. However, on the flip side, for line charts, truncating the axis is actually sometimes acceptable. If, say, a stockbroker needs to show small, precise historical changes over time, zooming in on a trend line works just fine, provided the axes are clearly labeled, of course. Okay, let's look at Section 3, the 3D distortion disaster. Flashy, but flawed. Just take a look at this 3D graph pulled from a medical journal. It completely distorts the values because of its really strange, skewed perspective. It introduces this pseudo-dimension, basically a 3D depth that carries absolutely zero mathematical data, but takes up a massive amount of visual space. I mean, when you look closely at these columns, you literally cannot tell which part of the bar represents the actual value on the background grid. Is it the front edge? Is it the back edge? The artificial perspective makes the data physically impossible to align with the y-axis. It is frankly absurd how confusing this design is. The consequences here are pretty clear. Without data labels, the bars are practically useless. But then, once the numerical labels are added, you realize the visual heights completely contradict the grid. So what's the simple fix? Just never use 3D charts. Seriously, standard two-dimensional charts are far superior for scientific integrity. Don't let flashy software features ruin your perfectly good data. Which brings us to Section 4, Cherry-picking data, selective timeframes. Our investigation next brings us to how data is selectively cropped. Cherry-picking happens when someone shows only a small, specific subset of data. For example, maybe they highlight 4 quarters of really strong corporate growth while deliberately leaving out historical context that might reveal massive overall volatility. It's kind of like zooming in on a small recovery dip right after a massive historical crash. The numbers on the screen are entirely accurate, sure, but the omission of the surrounding data creates a powerful lie of omission. Similarly, you always got to watch out for unequal spacing on the x-axis. This happens when data points skip years entirely just to artificially smooth out a trend line, making it look like this beautiful, consistent upward growth. Think about it. If the visual distance between 2010 and 2015 is drawn to be the exact same width as the distance between 2015 and 2016, well, the rate of change is just being visually fabricated right in front of you. Now let's explore Section 5, the ethics of data, real-world consequences. So why does all of this actually matter? Well, as highlighted in the IRE journals, poor visualization isn't always some malicious lie cooked up to deceive you. Sometimes, aesthetic polish creates what researchers call false precision. This is when users wildly overestimate data accuracy. A beautifully smooth, professionally colored line graph just makes the underlying estimates feel like absolute, undeniable laws of physics. But the harm is very, very real. Simplified dashboards or selective aggregation can easily mask uncertainty and reinforce harmful stereotypes, rather than helping us make clear, objective judgments. If we hide the variability and outliers in a dataset just to make a chart look clean, we essentially erase the nuance required to make sound decisions in critical fields like public health and policymaking. Finally, we arrive at Section 6, the Data Detective Toolkit, Spotting the Truth.
So how do we actually protect ourselves from being misled? Well, you want to keep this mental checklist handy. 1. Always check the baseline to ensure bar charts start at 0. 2. Verify that your axis intervals are evenly spaced. 3. Beware of 3D effects, adding those useless pseudo-dimensions. 4. Ask yourself what historical context might be cropped out of the frame. And 5. Most importantly, always look at the actual numbers before reacting to the shapes.
I want to leave you with this final thought. The next time a flashy graph crosses your feed, will you truly read the data, or will you just fall for the design? Stay sharp out there, stay skeptical, and always check those axes.